Hello, and welcome to the Dokkan battle video. So, Halloween time, one of my favorite times for Dokkan, because they always tend to drop really funny stuff. Last year, they dropped what I have dubbed DABURA, because he's in like hell. Like, I believe it's he's very uwu. Like, look at him, right? This is the DABURA that I like to call him, right? And this year, you're getting not only DABURA's EZA, but also a new OOLONG and launch. And I think this is hilarious. Like this OOLONG Goku, I think this is really, really funny. Apparently, their super tech effects are also really goofy as well. Again, I haven't seen their super tech animation, so I don't know anything like that. But these are going to be dropping later tonight. I know they were teased like 2 days ago, and then last night was the data download or whatever. I was waiting until we got everything and they were about to come out, though I can actually talk about them. So that way there was more stuff, and I wouldn't just make like a theory crafting video on them. Right, so let's just go ahead and talk about this here. Let's start with DABURA's EZA. So these are things for Mitos here. Otherworld Warriors category key plus 3 HP attack even 77%, or physical key air types key plus 3 HP attack even 50%. So it's alright leader skill, potentially if you're gonna need him for like the burst mode or the support memory enhancement event. Raises attack and defense, I'm assuming by 30% for 1 turn. It causes supreme damage. That's good. When you have a Pycon on the team, you get greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn instead of just a regular raises. That's good. 50% instead of 30% is good. Now, this guy's entire kit is based around being on the Otherworld Warrior category, which isn't very strong, but there's a lot of Pycons on there. So it's not really a hard condition for him to activate. He gets 104% attack and defense at the start of turn, an additional attack and defense plus 10% chance of forming a critical hit plus 4%, and chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super attacks plus 4% per superclass ally on the team. Otherworld Warriors is one of those ones that does have a lot of mixture, but if you do run a full superclass team on that, then that is giving you 35%, I believe, ish. It's a little, I think it's a little under 35%. I think, oh yeah, it's like 30. It's like 30%. Right. Plus an additional chance of performing a critical hit plus 10%, and chance of invading enemies' attacks plus 4% per Otherworld Warrior category allies attacking in the same turn. So potentially that is, if you're running a full superclass Otherworld Warrior team, that is just 8% times 7, right? That's an easy 56%, right? Very, very easy. Basically 60-ish% chance to dodge. Then you give this guy full dodge, and he proceeds to just be very, very strong. And granted, he is also getting crit and stuff like that, and a little bit of more statage, which is nice, but it's not something that like we really care about in terms of like defensive mechanics or whatever. He is also giving superclass allies 4 key and 40% attack and defense, which for a character on the Otherworld Warrior team where you're going to be wanting to run them on that team, that is really, really helpful. Because if we take a look at the Otherworld Warrior setup, right, it is so weird. Like, look at the characters that are on here. You got Gogeta's, Vegito, or not really Vegito, but Pycons, DABURA, Grandpa Gohan, like Goku Vegeta from like Super Saiyan Goku Vegeta, Gogeta's. Like, not a lot of cards that work really well together, and a lot of these cards are just really old. So having that like kind of a link battery with DABURA is going to be very, very nice if you ended up running this team for whatever godforsaken reason. He does get an additional attack and defense 104% when their enemy is an attack or defensive down. That's not like massive or anything. There are a couple events where you're able to do that, and it's just not very common. He gets 10% HP at the end of the turn, and recovers an additional 4% HP if there's another Otherworld Warriors category ally attacking in that same turn. So about 14% HP, which is nice to get back. And then he does recover HP with Candy, which is just a thing that all of the Halloween characters do. Genuinely, I think he's a very solid EZA. Again, if you have this guy full dodge, that's going to put him roughly in like the 65-ish% dodge chance range. That's good, especially with giving 4 key and 40% support to superclass. That's nice. Like, this guy is genuinely solid. All we would need is just Otherworld Warrior support, which, I mean, clearly we have not gotten. It's just literally him in the past, like, year, right? But, like, there's definitely potential in there. AGL Pycon could EZA. Tech Gogeta EZA, you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that they could do. These two, like Super Kaioken, or like whatever the hell, Super Saiyan Kaioken, and then this in Pycon, they could EZA as well. And that'd be nice. Let's see. And then we also have the launch and like Goku OOLONG, which I think is hilarious. The little OOLONG nose on Goku is really funny to me. They're on all types lead, so I will be using them to link level at some point. Raises defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage enemy and seals, so not bad at all. Remember that this unit is probably going to EZA next year, so just think about this as like the skeleton of the kit. Attack and defense plus 560% at the start of turn. Attack minus 60% up to 300%, and chance to evade enemies' attacks, including super attacks, plus 10% up to 50% at the start of each turn. Now, this is a very interesting mechanic. So essentially, the earlier on in the fight, they're going to be more like just raw defensive, and then they're going to gain defensive mechanics as they start losing their defense, right? They're going to drop down to about 260% attack and defense, which is still pretty good. Like a solid number, especially for even a free-to-play card. And remember, since they're a skeleton of a card that's probably going to be coming out next year, essentially, with their EZA, I can see all those numbers just going up, like, super easily. So just keep that in mind. Like, I think that's very solid already. Key +2, medium chance of performing an additional super attack. And from the 5th turn, from first appearance, performs an additional super attack when there's another Earthling category ally attacking in the same turn. So on turn 5, right? You're not only going to have a 50% chance to dodge, but you're going to get 2 key. You're going to have the ability to do 4 super attacks in 1 turn, each of which gives you 30% defense. And I think that's fine. I think that's solid. Like, that's for what this character is, that's not bad, right? A free-to-play Dragon Ball Saga Oolong and launch card meant to be like a funny card. I think that's pretty good. Now, they're very basic, right? They just stats, some dodge, and 4 super attacks. That's fine. Their links, Flee, More Than BCI, Metamorphosis, Berserker, The Incredible Adventure, Guys, The Dragon Ball Starting Limit is not anything remarkable. They're basically just launch links because Oolong doesn't really have a card. This is like the only Oolong card in the game. There's like an SR Oolong from like the World Tournament or whatever, but like that doesn't really matter. We don't have like a proper Oolong card. So for being our first Oolong at all in the game, I think this is actually like fine. I think this is an interesting way to do it. I did see people throwing around the idea that this character could be on Transformation Boost because both launch, like the yellow hair launch, is on Transformation Boost, and they were thinking, oh, because Oolong transformed into Goku, that would give him a Transformation Boost, and no, it did not. Which does suck. That would give them another category to be run on. But since they want to be ran along Earthlings, they will be on, at the very least, Yamcha's 200% lead. And they're going to be used on there, and I think that they can generally actually work really, really well, especially as like a little floater character, you know what I mean? So I do think that they're solid. All these cards are pretty cool. I do say one thing about this Oolong and launch card. The SSR art is so much better. Like, this art is so cool. I love this so goddamn much. And then you have the TOR in the background. This art is amazing. And then for some reason, I do really like the Goku Oolong in this, but launch is just kind of standing there. They could have done something more dynamic with her. Like, but this SSR art is fire. If this was like a summonable card on like, I don't even know what kind of banner, maybe like a TN, like a Dragon Ball Saga TN or something, or like a Yamcha, anything, I think this would be like amazing. Like, I would genuinely summon for a card for this, right? This art is hilarious, and I like that a lot. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel about these like new Halloween characters in the comments down below. We will be seeing presumably a Dokkan Fest being announced either tonight or tomorrow night, sometime this week. So we'll know what's kind of going on for Halloween, including these characters. It's going to be these characters plus a new Dokkan Fest full celebration if we're going based on how they've done things for the past few years. So just keep a lookout for that. Again, let me know how you guys feel about them in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.